Alright guys, we are on, where we at? The Route 24. Okay, usually I don't go this far out. I'm just gonna let y'all know that. Like half of this route I'm gonna be like unfamiliar with. I'll be real with you. Southampton is a little bit far from me. I've been on this route before, but not all the way up here. So, yeah, we're just gonna look around. It does look pretty nice up here. So Southampton is like, I don't know, west of Yosemite. Now I've been to Yosemite. And usually I don't go all the way up there. So we're just gonna check this stuff out, see, look around. See what we see now. Got a little shopping center here. I'm pretty sure in a couple of minutes we're going to pass by County Line Road. All right, now I know that also passes by Yosemite, Langhorne, which is where Yosemite is. This is going to be a pretty long one, taking this all the way to Frankfurt. So I mean, it's. I was thinking about starting this at like Old Welsh Road, which is not quite Southampton yet, because that would have been maybe like a ride that's not as long. But nah, I mean let's do the whole thing. You're going to see a lot of land up here, basically. You might see some nice little shopping centers, maybe here and there. Especially once we leave Southampton and hit, say, Old Welsh Road. Or maybe Huntington Pike in general. That's just my observation. Okay, that's, I'm taking this all the way up here. Because I'm not too familiar with a whole lot like that goes up past Old Welsh Road. This is basically a route I've done before, but obviously not at completion. There we go. Okay, there's Lower Southampton and Upper Southampton, I believe. This is probably upper or maybe lower. I don't know. I know we'll get to like Lower Southampton once we hit like Byberry Road. Which are, once again, these are like streets that you'll see at the top of the northeast, at the top of the boulevard before you hit Yosemite. Then, of course, after Byberry, you go a little bit further up north, You got the County Line Road, and then bam, the Chevy. So I'm familiar with the northeast Philly part of these streets, but I'm not familiar with Southampton. That term is pretty wide. All right. If it's Philly, I'm familiar with it. Hell, if it's outside of Philly, I might be familiar with it. But Southampton is one of those areas that I'm not too familiar with, but it's not too complex for me because it is pretty much just west of the Shannon, basically. Southampton hot stuff. Interesting. Alright, we got some train tracks. That probably cuts off like the northeast to the Shannon. This is County Line Road. I don't know. I know we're going southbound more than likely. Nah, no, we're not. We're not going southbound. I don't think. I think we're going eastbound. Once we get to like Philly or close to Philly, I'll have a better idea of where we're going. So I'm kind of learning something new along with the viewers in this case, because I'm just not that familiar with Southampton at all. Last time I got on this joint, like, I was up, I don't know, by Old West Road, Grand Avenue, and Huntington Pike, but then I checked my Google Maps today and realized that that's not Southampton. That's close, but okay. So now we're going down Huntington Pike. So this is basically where we're going southbound. Then we're going to make our way back to Frankfurt. So much of this route is not going to be in Philly, but it's going to be like, I don't know, Bucks County, Montgomery County. Basically next to Philly, next to the upper northeast, next to the northeast. Because Philly is shaped like a crooked Y with a really long northeast, but in between that Y, in between the northwest and the northeast, you got counties. That's not part of the city. So that's kind of where we're at now. I've been to Glenside, I've been to Willow Grove, I've been to most of these counties. This one, not so much. Hell, I actually used to work up Willow Grove at Walmart years ago. Or was that Warminster, just north of it? Yeah, that might have been Warminster. Yeah, been up Warminster. Briefly been to Doylestown. So I think much of this route we're going to be going down Huntington Pike. These are some interesting looking trees, by the way. So we're going to see a lot of land, kind of like we're in the middle of nowhere. So you can tell we're not really like in the city. Now, to be fair, like the upper Northeast has a lot of land too. It's got an airport. It's got like land that you wouldn't see in the other parts of the city, like the deep parts of the city, like North Philly, downtown. So the upper Northeast does, some parts of it does look like this, actually. Which is not a shocker because it's not like we're far from the Northeast. Yeah. Usually I don't see like trees like this. I don't see. This is something that you won't often see in the city. Like the closest thing to this you'll see in the city is maybe like Ashbourne Road. I don't know. Maybe sometime in the future I'll like do the 70 route and you'll see what I'm talking about. These Montgomery County roads. That's like maybe just outside of the city, close to the Northeast, but the lower Northeast. So I think we're still 100 in Pike. Interesting. All right. So based on what I remember, as long as we're on Huntington Pike, we're kind of like coasting the city, like maybe just outside of it. Just west of it. And I think I might stick to my traditional new trademark of showing the outside at the end of the route, like the Frankford Transportation Center. Now, mind you, it's going to look pretty trashy, but hey, it is what it is. All right, now we're about to make our way down Old Rush Road. close to the Northeast. If you go, if it's old Welsh Road, it's outside the city. But if it's Welsh Road, it's the city. It's the upper Northeast.
Fare for $8 instrument is required.
Alright. We're certainly going Welsh Road or Old Welsh. This is the area that I got off at, that I'm familiar with. So now we left Southampton. We're not in there no more. I'm not sure what you would call this section, to be honest with you, but I know this is close to Southampton, which we just left. Yeah, this is where I remember getting off and actually filmed the ride. It was at night though, so you couldn't see everything clearly. I'm guessing this is a nursing home we're passing. This is what I definitely remember before I filmed this ride. But I started up here and went to Frankfurt. I didn't start all the way in Southampton. In the Manor Court. I think we're about to pass another senior court, which is right across the street from the last one. So let's say you live here, you can just hop on the bus. Right from your home. So this is another one of those routes that where you're not going to see the hood like that. You're going to see decent neighborhoods next to the upper Northeast. The only time we're going to step only time we're going to step into the hood is maybe like what the last stop. That's it. At Frankfurt.
Old Walton, Walton.
Alright, so we're back on Old Welsh. We're about to turn on Huntington Pike. I think we're going to go southbound on Huntington Pike. Got the 88 across the street. Another ride I recently became familiar with. Let's go to the upper northeast. Well, let's go to Frankfurt TC or the upper northeast, which we're not far from. Got a regional rail train station. So from here on out, I'm guessing we're gonna be on Huntington Pike for a little while.
Regional rail station.
Now the good news is because of how fast we're going, this won't have to be as long. This won't have to be longer than it needs to be. Like we are quite far away from Frankfurt, but if we just speed our way down there, it won't feel like it, basically. I can't always see what street we're passing, but the good news is I got this thing set up to where you can at least see like signs and whatnot. Which makes it easier for me to just like do this on the fly.
Please cash fare or $8 Fahrenheit is required.
Okay, so unlike the previous one I've done, which is the 18, right? Going from Fox Chase to Cedarbrook. So you got a nice view at the end. Here in Frankfurt, well, when we get to Frankfurt, if you're from the city and you see this, you already know what I'm talking about, right? You won't know you in the hood. It's pretty rough. Like Frankfurt it was always bad, but back when I was going to school 20 years ago, like it wasn't like that. Like it wasn't that dilapidated. It looked better than that. Like it looked better than it looked now. It had a nice McDonald's. It had like restaurants. Now, yeah, it's becoming more and more Kensington-ish. So anyhow, yeah, as I said, we're gonna keep going southbound on Huntington Lane. We got Holy Redeemer Healthcare across from us. I could be wrong. This might be Philly. This is maybe where the 88 stops. I'm not sure. Or is that by the boulevard? Yeah, this might not still be. We're probably still coasting the Northeast at this point.
Trust me, I'm winning a model, man. Love African.
I know we're back in the city once we hit like Cotton Ave, basically. Alright, what is this?
Homecoming. Yes.
What is this? Shady Lane that's coming up. I'm not familiar with none of these streets. I'm not familiar with these streets, bro. So I'm guessing we're still like a little bit outside the city.
I got one shooting at me right now, bro. Love that, bro.
Actually, yeah. I don't think we're going to hit. We're going to be back in the city until we hit Cotton Ave. Because yeah, this might be still like outside the city. I know we're close. I know Cotton is coming up pretty soon. We're going to hit Central and Cotton. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I'm just overall just not familiar with this. Like, I've only taken this, like, at night. But you can't really see jack shit.
Some seats are reserved. Stop retested.
Then they put advertisements on over some of the windows on these buses, which I really hate, because at night you really can't see where the hell you're going. I think it's stupid.
You know the back door?
Like, it does kind of make the buses look a little bit fancier, maybe, the advertisements, but you can't see. Like, you know. Now, it looks like we're in a Fox Chase right now. So I guess we're back in Philly at this point, technically. This bus does pass Fox Chase. I'm familiar with Fox Chase, especially after my last route. We're on Oxford, Oxford and Roy.
Oxford and Roy, 48.
So yeah, I think we're about to pass the Fox Chase loop in a second. And as I can see, the 18 comes up here. I'm reading the signs. Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with all this. You passed by this while we were on the 18. As soon as I got on it, so I started at Fox Chase. All right, so now we're back in familiar territory, so now I can know what I'm documenting, know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're gonna take Oxford to Cotton. So, has. All right, so yeah, this is not going to go exactly the same way that the 18 went. Oxford Ave does have a lot of streets that cross it. They're kind of intersecting.
I don't know. But if anything, I think it just got lost.
So,
like, yeah, you gotta find it. I don't.
right, yeah. We're taking Central Ave.
Somebody's right there. On top of my head.
See, this is why I don't read post office.
All right, so now we're going southbound on Central. I thought it was going to be Oxford, but it's Central because I'm not completely familiar with this route. So, anyhow, I'm pretty sure a cop is coming on. Yeah, here we go.
You're cutting out.
I'm very familiar with this spot right here, Central and Cotton. So I take the 70. I don't know, I might do the 70 in the future. Because I do like that route.
Oh, this is their group. You weren't in there for something.
All right, now we're on Cotton.
It's a good thing the sensor is tomorrow and not today.
And we're going to take it eastbound towards the boulevard, but we're not. I don't think we're going to hit the boulevard. Yeah, we're not going to hit the boulevard.
Oh, we forgot that. I'm not gonna believe
Yeah, we got Rockwell, Ave. So I know, and I'm blocking, so we're going to pass Oxford Ave once again. Here we go. That's a nice shop up here. Got a KFC. Love the KFC, by the way. Yeah, whenever I like eat out, we go to fast food joints.
always leave school early, or is it
I pay attention to the area and how nice the building looks,
like earlier than 12:20?
because I want good quality. That's, you know, there is this thing called redlining.
That's awesome.
So let's say you go to like a McDonald's in the hood, like
You're gonna waste that 80, that 90 minutes.
it's not going to be very good. The quality is not going to be very good.
I'm saying, how you gonna wait?
It probably won't be dirty inside necessarily, but it'll be. But the food won't be good. The workers won't have an incentive to put effort into their cooking or whatever. So the food would just taste like ass. It would be old, like the fries would be like brown, overcooked. The burgers would taste like nothing. So I'm speaking from personal experience. Let's say you go to a Dunkin' Donuts in the hood. It won't be the same as going to like a one in a nice area. Basically. All right, now we're going down Rising Sun. Southbound on Rising Sun. See, like I said, this route seems to be going a different way than it did when I was coming up here the opposite way. I don't know. So I'm kind of just learning this as I go along. Or I'm just not familiar. Like, or after all, I'm just not familiar. I know I keep saying that, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they're friends. I think they've been friends.
But at least now I know exactly where we at.
I always see them with each other. Wait, what did they say?
Please be advised, SEPTA will arrest and keep prosecution of anyone who submits radioactive files towards an operator.
Okay, so now I know what it's gonna do. Basically, we're gonna go down Martin's Mill Road once we pass it. So I think that's a diagonal street. So everything's gonna look familiar to the last video for a second. Because the 18 also goes down Rising Sun. We're passing Tyson Ave.
There's a coding.
Once again, this is all familiar.
They all started texting him, but guys go, I'm not answering. This guy, bro.
Let's see.
The guy talking about hop on 2K. You said fuck 2K. The guy said fuck Andrew Toronto. Okay.
We got Unra. Alright, okay. This is where I think we're going to turn right here. So let's check out Martin's Mill Road for a second. Because this is
I think he told me that.
okay, so now we're on Martin's Mill.
He got burnt again.
I know the 26 passes Martin's Mill Road. The E half Martin's Mill. Yeah, the 26 comes up around this way.
If passed or a valley bandstand is required.
Now, honestly, I think the 26 is one of the dumbest routes I've ever taken. I used to have to take it on the weekends back when I was going to Frankford.
Martinsville gave up a replay station.
Because I was living with my pops during my high school years. And he lived in Frankfurt. He lived in like Oxford Circle, just past Tabor. Yeah. And the 26th ride back to Broad Island just felt like stupid long for no reason. I'm like, man, I wish the 8 bus ran on the weekends, bro. So one day I randomly took the 26 to Frankfurt just to try to figure out why the route was so long. And I figured it out that it goes further up the northeast before it comes back down. It goes up the Martins Mill Road, like where we are now. It hits Harbison Avenue. And then it crosses the boulevard to go back down to Frankfurt. Now I think they do this because there's a prison, I think that's around Harbison Avenue too. If you just got out of the joint, you know what I'm saying? you got the 26 for access. So for that reason it makes sense, but otherwise it's just kind of like a dumb route. It's like it's going out of its own way. Whereas this route just has a lot of confusing turns once it comes down like this way. Alright, now we're off going down to Oxford Ave. We just passed Martins. We just left Martins Mill. I'm pretty sure we're not too far from our destination. So I know where we're going, but I've never seen a bus take this way. Like, I don't know. But Deverox, oh God, okay.
Back door.
Like once you come up around this way, like Oxford Circle, there's a lot of streets that cross each other. Okay, now yeah, once again, this is Oxford Circle. There's a lot of streets that cross, like there's like a bus for all these little crisscross streets. Like right now, what is this? Okay, we're on Oxford Avenue. Yeah, Oxford Avenue is one of those streets that crisscrosses a lot of other streets, like Castor and whatnot, which I think we're about to hit Castor in a second. Yeah, so I see where we're at, because I'm familiar with this little cemetery. Because this is not too far from like Cheltenham Avenue or Sanger and whatnot. What am I talking? What's I talking about? Like it's confusing. I know about Oxford Avenue. Yeah, this goes down to Frankfurt, but it goes down to like the Everett Terminal. It passes the school, Frankfurt High. That's not what this bus is about to do. Okay, we're not going to the Everett Terminal, like what the 59 does. It just goes straight down Oxford. Yeah, some of these streets are really confusing up here. All right, now we're going to the summer deal. But wait a minute, yeah. Wait a minute, yeah. I remember from taking this way up here. So it's going to cross the boulevard. It is going to cross a bully. I think it's going to be, no, not on Southampton, man. I think it's going to be the next street down, like Bridge or Pratt. Sanger Street. Okay. Scattered. Okay, so we should be crossing the bully in a second. I know it's going to turn down Bridge or Pratt. Probably Pratt. Because the Frankfurt terminal was at Bridge and Pratt Street. So. So now we're looking at the rough parts of the Northeast here. Looks like an accident just happened. What the hell? Yeah, something happened. Okay, I'm getting lost. This is Godfrey Ave, but I thought we were going to turn down Pratt. But people are probably supposed to turn down Pratt, but as you can see, we can't do that. Yeah. Maybe the bus is going to take Godfrey. I don't know. Oh, okay. It's just going to make a U-turn. By this closed off area. Somebody probably got smoked up here or some shit. I don't know. It is pretty rough around here. Frankfurt especially, which is where we're right around the corner from. Lawndale, Frankfurt, Oxford Circle could be iffy. All right, now we're crossing the bully.
Stop requested. Doors are closing.
So we're going to see the bully, but only for a second. Only for a second. just about done here. We're just going to take Pratt a few blocks down to Frankford Ave, and that's it. Already passing Castle. Castor Avenue is also one of the main streets you'll see up in the northeast. That's so large, and we're about to pass Oxford Avenue again.
Adding more to look the heroes.
There was a bad shootout that happened a few years back at that food mart, by the way, in that corner. This is a pretty rough area. There's some nice blocks around here. This is I used to live around here when I was going to Frankfurt High. Yeah, Frankfurt's got some nice blocks around here, like around, at least around this way. But the neighborhood in general, yeah, pretty rough. Like, look how nice these little back blocks are. Now, I'm not saying don't be careful around here now. I'm just saying they just look nice. Yeah, I got fond memories of living around here. All right, now we're about to hit the terminal. I think it's going to go into this lot on Penn Street, and that's it. Like, look at this. Nice looking blocks, but now Frankfurt Avenue ain't gonna look so nice. So I'm about to show that to y'all in a minute. So I think you're about to know. Yeah, okay. So, I'm going to keep filming. I was going to cut it off right here just to be prepared, but I'm going to wait until we actually go inside the terminal. So you can... All right, now we're looking at Frankfurt Avenue. Alright, time to hit the outside. Alright, we're right by the L train, which you hear in the background. Now, Does this look like the back blocks we saw in this neighborhood? Nope. Now right across from me, I remember back when I lived around here, this used to be a nice little supermarket. Around here, they had a breakfast spot. They had a McDonald's. Probably like where the Rainbow is now. Okay, this is already familiar. Y'all seen when I did like my L train like videos going from this area right now where we're at the Frankfurt terminal to City Hall. This is of course where I started, Bridget Pratt. This is the terminal, which is huge. And there's quite a bit of druggies up here. Like I said, Frankfurt has been affected by Kensington. But let's see. Let's look around for a minute. Let's look around. L train up there. So this used to be nice restaurants up here. It used to be, you know what I mean? It wasn't like this 20 years ago. All right. So let's see the train come. All right, I think I'm done. I think I've shown enough. So, that's the video, y'all. Week 24, y'all. Peace.